I'm joined here with my father. Today, we're going to be reviewing the brand new bike that has just came out from the brand Kemoway. We're going to be having a look at that bike, and we've got behind me here, we've got the YosePower kit. The reason being is because the Kemoway is actually coming from originally the same brand, YosePower, but it's kind of like a sub-brand or a entirely new branch of brand. So the advantage of the Kemoway is that it's a bike that is basically ready-made, it's ready to ship, as opposed to the conversion kits from YosePower. These ones need to be custom fitted to your existing e-bike, and the advantage of the Kemoway is that it's ready-made. All you have to do is assemble it once you've got the box. So we've had this Kemoway e-bike, which is 100% legal, by the way. It's capped at 25 kilometers an hour. We've had this Kemoway e-bike for about 1 or 2 weeks now, and we wanted to share with you our thoughts. And I thought that it would actually be interesting to have my father's perspective, because I really feel like this type of e-bike is oriented to your generation, I would say. It's also designed for city riding. Definitely, if you're looking for something for the hills or the countryside or even mountains, you might want to have a look at these conversion kits instead, these YosePower conversion kits. I have a full video reviewing the YosePower conversion kits, so you can have a look at that in case you're interested. But today we're going to be focusing on this 100% legal city bike from Kemoway. They have a K5, they have a K5S, and this is the K5R, which has the hub drive motor. Let me read off the spec sheet of the Kemo 5. And in case anybody's interested, I do have a coupon code, which is the One Good Road, in case anybody's interested, and that'll save you $100. It's an exclusive code, especially for this Kemoway K5R. So in terms of the spec, something that I think is important to mention right off the bat, this is 100% legal, this bike. Basically, whenever you're rolling around in the European Union, all e-bikes by law are capped at 25 kilometers an hour. I have shared my opinions about this in another video. You might want to have a look at that. But today we're going to be just focusing on the fact that this is 100% legal. So whenever you're riding around in the city, you don't need to worry about like, oh, am I going above the speed limit or something? No, this bike is 100% legal, capped at 25 kilometers an hour. The torque rating is 55 Newton meters. So it's better to focus on that number, I feel, than the motor's wattage. Its total weight comes in at 26.5 kilos. I believe it could be slightly above that if you include the battery with it, but it's around 25 to 28 kilos roughly. Depends if you have added weight and stuff like that. And the biggest feature by far is the battery. So you get a really good range out of this battery. The autonomy on this bike is up to 170 kilometers of electric assistance. That is really impressive. I have tested out YosePower's e-bike conversion kits and their battery performance, and I was really impressed with the numbers on the highest performance. So I'm really certain that this will give you easily 150 to 170 kilometers in range. I'm sure it will deliver that. It's a 48 volt battery in case anybody's interested. 15 amp hours, Samsung cells, which are really high quality, so that's really good to see. 720 watt hours, so that's actually bigger than the 15 amp hour 36 volt I've got right here. 27.5 inch wheel, 2.5 inch roughly, 2.25 inch tire width, which makes the riding really comfortable off-road and on the road. Can carry 125 kilos of extra weight onto the bike, which is pretty cool. Group set, it's all Shimano, so they're using hydraulic brakes, which is fantastic. The MT200, which has been really flawless. The rear derailleur is the Shimano Altus. You've got one cog on the front, and then you've got an 8-speed on the back, and it actually has built-in lights on it, which we'll get into, which is really cool, up to 40 lux. So it's plenty for riding on the road. Just turned it on at night. We haven't fully tested it at night. I should probably just mention that. And the bike's geometry is very comfortable. So it's getting pretty good reviews. Like I said, it's a first generation product, but for now, I'd like to focus on what we've liked about it so far. I'd like to get my father's opinion about that.
Well, apart from the fact that I really love the design, I really love the comfort of it, I actually quite like the way it gives power into the electric motor, where you have to actually put your weight on the pedals by just using the strength of your legs or standing up a little. It has 5 power levels.
And what you're referring to in terms of the torque rating, I just want to explain that to the viewers. It's got a torque sensing bottom bracket. So basically where the cranks are, there's a sensor inside the bottom bracket And actually, when you're pressing down, that's what's actually going to engage the motor. It's a very different sensation compared to riding on these conversion kits.
I like the size of the tires and the suspension, and the overall comfort of the bike is really good. The fact that it's got a frame with a walk through as opposed to one with a high bar that I have to get my leg over.
And what's interesting with the Kemoway is that it shares a lot in common with the YosePower e-bike conversion kits. There's a lot of similarities in the specification. I think the main thing about it, which I think's been really nice, is that whenever we go out for a ride, I take my regular bike, you can take this Kemoway, and our speeds will be much more easily matched.
Well, they're much more matched.
And it's easier to control.
The hydraulic brakes, they're really efficient.
Would you say that they're better than the cable actuated ones?
Definitely. I mean, I've ridden many motorbikes in my time, and it feels more like the response you get from a motorbike.
It works great in flat environments when you want to go to the local shop and pick up some groceries or something like that. It's great for riding with other cyclists who are riding regular, non-electric bicycles.
Yeah, I really like the accessories that are coming with it. It's got a really solid rack, and I like carrying panniers on my electric bike. It's got a loud bell. It's a tiny little bell, but it's actually got a good sound.
Yeah, much louder than average.
Yeah, I really like the mud guards because they protect you from the rain. Another feature I like is the fact that the battery drops out underneath the down bar, and it's really easy to get out.
And actually, there is a key to lock it in place when you're going on any bumpy tracks and stuff like that. And I've noticed you can actually charge it while the battery's in the frame, so it's really stylish.
I like the colors that it's currently available in, and as far as I know, that's white and beige, which is the color that is here. For me personally, I like bright colors, so options for the future would be a great idea.
Now, we have noticed a couple of small quirks, but they're really quite minor, and I think it's due to the fact that we've got like a first edition, we've got a review unit that we're testing out, so a lot of those things I feel will be ironed out in the future models. And this is definitely a bike that's competing with the stuff that you see in Decathlon. Maybe in the future, it'd be nice to see if there's an accessory to have Dutch locks where it's built into the frame. You're definitely buying a high quality e-bike, that's for sure. If you're going for the conversion kits, this is a lot more custom. You got to make sure does it fit with your bike and stuff like that, as opposed to you buy it and you assemble it and it's ready to go. You know, it's as simple as that, really. It's really valuable to get your perspective about what you feel about it from your generation's perspective. I still think that people at my age can ride this bike. It's a really easy bike to ride in the city. It's great for beginners. Personally, I'm a huge fan of conversion kits, and the YosePower one, I definitely recommend having a look at that video in case you're interested in a full review. You can have a look at that review. If you don't know about anything about bikes whatsoever, like not even changing a tire, you might want to send it into your bike shop to assemble it for you. But I would say assembly, from my perspective, coming from conversion kits, it was pretty relatively simple. You might need to give yourself about an hour to assemble it. Pretty much it for this review. I really appreciate my dad coming out today to talk about it.
And don't forget to subscribe to the One Good Road.
That actually worked. Okay, I'm leaving.